This is my fix for the USB issue on El Capitan. Basically, I have upgraded to 10.11.4, and at the moment I have resetted everything. I have the USB ports, but whatever's plugged in the USB 3 isn't really recognized properly. Doesn't actually get the speed that it's supposed to, and all the back USB ports don't actually work. I have a USB 3 drive actually attached right now, and it's not showing up. Wasn't even showing up that USB 2 hub before, but I guess the USB 2 works somehow, but not all of it. Those back to, again, they don't work, the Intel ones. Right, so the solution to this, the problem is I have the Z87X D3H. It has 8 USB 3 sockets. Now you need to imagine that the USB 3 also counts as USB 2 because of backward compatibility. So basically Apple, with their new update, they have managed to limit the USB port to only 15 ports, which means those 8 USB 3s also count as another 8 USB 2s. So in total there's 16 USB ports. And if the limit is 15, then you're going over the limit, which gives you some strange results. Do also note that this is a Renesas USB, so it's the third party. I did get that to work. So here is the explanation. So first I'm going to show you my DSDT. I haven't changed a single thing. So I think it's XHC, sorry. XHC is responsible for the USB 3s, and if I scroll down, and it's right here, XHC on the left hand side. If we open the R hub, this has all the USB connectors that the board has, well, thinks it has. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 ports at the back. There's 6 USB 3 ports at the back. Now the 2 front ones is in basically these. How do I know that? If I look in HS101, right? Right, so it's right here. Okay, so then the first line is name address. So this is the address of HS01, and obviously it has an address of 1, and this is the USB connector. 0 times 03 means USB 3. So the first one is a USB 3, the second one is a USB 3, the third one is a USB 3, the fourth one, which has an address of 4, also is USB 3. Now the fifth one, right, which is this one, it has no USB connector. So I don't know if this is a false port or something. I personally don't know. But what I do know is this is 0, so it shouldn't be connecting to the USB 3 port, right? So this is not included. So what I did is note down. So remember this: 1 is USB 3, 2 is USB 3, 3 is USB 3, 4 is USB 3, and basically go through them all the way. 6 is nothing, 8 is nothing, 10 is a USB 3, You know, if it says this, then just you know just give it the address that that it already has. You know, so if this is 9, then this is 10. Sorry, 10 becomes A because it's in hex value. 11 becomes B. 12 becomes C. Anyways, I will show you what that is. So at the moment, if I show you what my ports think they are, so it thinks that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, I think I counted it wrong, but I think there's 15 there, right? So 15 of those, and remember I said 5 is nothing, 6 is nothing, 7 is nothing, 8 is nothing. So these guys are empty and they're just taking out, basically taking out the space of the actual USB 3s. Right, to fix this issue, and to fix that, some of you may say, oh, we could just inject all of them in. But remember, we have a 15 port limit. So to fix that, we can extract the USB 2s from the USB 3s using RehabMan's kex, which is these two, fake PC ID and the fake PC ID XHC MUX. He calls it MUX technique, where it just moves the USB 2s out of the USB 3s, which leaves me technically with only 8, right? So there is this is the USB Series 8 injector, or the kex that I found on the internet. It's basically just a generic kex. Basically, you gotta make sure that your SM bias set to the same patch that you're going to do. So I use 14.2 because it's compatible with my CPU as well, right? And then if you open XHC, leave these two alone. If you open XHC and go to IO provider merge properties, you can see obviously that the count is 15, right? And in here, this file originally had every single one of them. If I show you, they were listed from 1 to, just like the DSDT, they were listed from 1 to 15 and then SSP 1 to 6. What I did is I removed the ones that said 0. So remember what I said. So HS0 has a USB connector of 3 and the port value is 1. Okay, so this is 1, has an address of 1, and then the connector of 3. Okay, USB 2, the same thing, has a connector of 3, a port number of 3, and USB connector of 3. 3 has 3, 4 has a USB 3 and connector number 4. 9, right, for 5, 6, 7, and 8 on my board, they're not anything. They're 0. Which means they shouldn't be on the XHC list, because the XHC list, as I understand it, is only for USB 3s. Right, then I found out that 9, 10 are USB 3s, then the rest were FF, which means basically in hex value 255. So I know it says the address is 0, but 11. This serialized means that you can find out from the DCIP manager. I would show you, but basically just patch them as they are. If it says HS11, then that would be in hex value, it'd be B. But I'm more interested in the value, the UPCP value. And here it says FF, which means 255, which allegedly means that it's a connector, like a mouse connector. So we don't want that either. So basically, go ahead and pick out all those, right? So this is address number 10, the SSP1, number 10 right there, and it has a value of 3, so it's a USB 3. So this is 11, 12. These are all USB 3s, USB 3. And once you recognize the ones that are USB 3, you just plug them in here. The HS10, obviously, remember this is a hex value, so just give it a. SSP1 is 10, SSP2 is 11, and here we go, up to 15. And then you save this and quit, and then close everything, get what you've saved, get these two kicks and this kicks, right? I like to use kicks boost, so I put them on desktop. Also make sure before you install them is you mount your EFI partition. Hackintosh HD, no, there we go. So this is disk 4. So mount disk 4 S1, open partition, EFI, Clover, and let's open it with Clover. Okay, so this meant to open. Okay, this is it. If I go to SM BIOS, you can pick from here the iMac. For me, is basically it has to match the same as your kicks that you made your injector. So mine is 14.2 because it's got the Haswell CPU. And save this, quit, and then you can install all three of those by, I like KexBeast. Okay, and agree, and install, hold on, yeah. Put your password in, very secure. And restart. So after restarting, I can show you the IO registry explorer. You can see that my hard drive is automatically connected. My USB 3 hard drive that's connected to the back USB 3s, so automatically connected. Rehab man's kexed alongside the injectors seem to have worked, because you can see here in XHCE, you can see fake PCID, the muxing technique by Rehabman has moved all the USB 2s to EH, in my case EHC1. I kept mine as EHC1. Let's move it all to there. And my XHC has got from 1 to 4, and then 9, 10, and then 1 to 6 SSB. Yeah, and if I show you about this Mac system report USB, you can see that not only each USB 2 has their own hubs now, and the keyboard and whatnot is not in it. You also can see my my Bluetooth, which is also connected to the Renesys. But the Renesys is here, the USB 3s. So because the Bluetooth is USB 2, you can see that it's been redirected, so it's no longer under the USB 3, even though it's on the Renesys USB 3 port, but it's using the USB 2 in the USB 3, and it's no longer under the USB 3, which means these two hubs are now independent, and they are running up to 5 GB per second, and you can see my portable hard storage there. And let's test it. It's not the fastest hard drive, but yeah, as you can see, it's not the fastest, but it's given decent speed. Yeah, happy with that. Now I'm gonna go watch the football. See ya.